On this episode of UTR, we head up to the UP's Frosty Center for some wild winter fun. We'll let the good times roll, go frozen fishing, let gravity be our guide, and then warm up with some awesome edibles. We'll even show you some snowshoes you can use. Get ready to explore the cool people, places, and things that make Michigan's Upper Peninsula a great place to play.
Thousands of years ago, glaciers carved out two mighty peninsulas. Ever since then, winter has always been more than just a season. That's why we invented the snowboard, became the birthplace of organized skiing, patented the first modern snowmobile, and groomed thousands of miles of winter trails every season. Because when you're crafted from winter, this is what you do. This season, let's winter in pure Michigan.
A visit to the Stahls Automotive Museum will take you back to a time when cars were more than just a way to get around. In addition to beautiful cars, enjoy the collection of gas pumps, road signs, oil cans, and other car-related accessories. Info at stahlsauto.com. There's something special about the pride, the skill, and the passion it takes to build something great. The Construction Association of Michigan, CAM, understands that passion and has been providing contractors with the resources they need since 1885.
I've been around the world, but there's one place I keep coming back to. And the more I explore, the more I realize it's the place to be. I'm Tom Dalton, and this is Under the Radar, Michigan.
Now, if you've watched our show before, you know that we absolutely love Michigan's incredible Upper Peninsula. Whether winter, spring, summer, or fall, this incredible landmass has something for all. But for reasons you're about to see, we picked winter. What gave it away? Actually, no matter the season, there's 11 billion reasons to head up here. But if you love winter, the UP consistently offers up every inch of it. From substantial snowfalls to breathtaking natural beauty, this winter wonderland was made for you and me. Heck, even if you're not into the great outdoors, there are just as many great indoor activities for you to enjoy. So grab your sense of adventure and get ready to rock the UP's Frosty Center UTR style. Now, even in the winter, Michigan's awesome Upper Peninsula is located north of the Lower Peninsula. They tried moving it south, but Florida got kind of upset. Well, as every UTR-UP adventure starts, we headed up and over the 5-mile span of the mighty Mackinac Bridge. I'm telling you, this never gets old. And once we got across, we turned left and headed west toward the UP's Frosty Center. But about 2 hours into the trip, we decided to make a quick stop to say hello to an old friend. I'm of course talking about the famous Kippy Spring at Palms Brook State Park, just northwest of Mackinac. This incredible natural wonder is absolutely amazing. 10,000 gallons of pure, clean water bubble up and out of the spring every single minute. If you've never experienced Kippy when the air's a bit nippy, check this Michigan treasure out. You'll be glad you did, and sad if you didn't. The next part of our UP winter adventure took us up and around both Big and Little Bay Denac, through the awesome city of Escanaba, which is another town you really need to visit, and then further west, deep into the wilderness. But before things get too wild, we thought we'd treat ourselves to the other kind of wildlife at the Island Resort and Casino in Harris. I mean, even hardy lads like us need some pampering every once in a while. Besides, it's cold out here. Hey, you guys need some help with the luggage?
No, we got this.
Bonus. That's right, we decided to heat things up for a day at this awesome full-service resort. And to make sure I sample every bit of it, I sat down with Tony Mancia. So Tony, how long has this resort been a part of the landscape up here?
We're the second oldest tribal casino in the country. We've been here since December 20th, 1985. We started in a pole building on the reservation. And in 1991, we moved down here in a small 28-unit hotel, small casino. Expanded in 1998, we've expanded in 2005. We now have 326 rooms, 1,200 slots, 26 table games. It's a full resort now, the golf courses, the spas. And we're actually going to expand into another 150 rooms here this next year. So wow. we're growing every year.
Now, a little bit of culture here. This casino and resort is owned by the Hannahville tribe.
Yeah, it's a Potawatomi tribe.
Right.
There's 8 Potawatomi tribes across North America. We're one of the 8. We're one of 4 in Michigan. They moved from Cedar River over here to Harris back in the 1870s, and we've been here ever since.
So what people don't realize, this is so much more than a casino. This is a full-service resort.
Yes. We're one of the few casinos that has everything. If you look across the Midwest, there isn't very many that have the multiple golf courses, the full casino, the big hotel. We have a showroom, a spa. So everything's attached, which is great. Yeah. So we feel we're kind of unique.
Now, what does this resort give back to the community?
Well, we have a compact, so we share money with the state and the locals, a tune of about $3 million a year. It's a big engine here. It funds the tribe, and the tribe has a school, it has a health center, it's got a cultural department. It does a lot for the tribe and the surrounding communities, and as we grow, they can do more, our locals get more revenue sharing. It helps the whole entire central UP.
Well, I'm like do you have a low rollers room? Because I'm not much of a gambler.
There's a few low rollers around, but you know, they're even important. You know, everybody's important.
Hear that, guys? I'm important. Tony said I'm important. I'm gonna remember that.
Yeah.
Well, enough talking about how fun this place is. Time for Tommy to go get me some. And you know me, I tried everything.
Daddy is hot today. I'd like to cash in my chip, please. Oh, thank you.
So if after a few days outdoors, the indoors beckons, check out or into the Island Resort and Casino. They've got everything you need to feel like $1 million. And who knows, it just might be your lucky day. It sure was mine. Haha. Come on, baby. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes.
Now, I've got a really close friend that said what I'm about to do is on his ultimate Michigan bucket list. So, Nick Banda, this segment's for you. But sorry, dude, the fish are for me.
That's right, we're going ice fishing, but not just anywhere. We're going in one of the coolest and most beautiful places imaginable, on Little Bay to Knock on Lake Michigan. And we're not just going with anyone. We're going with the Iceman himself, Marv Zukowski. Now, this guy's got more positive energy and fish smarts than you can shake a rod and reel at. And he's about to school me in the fine and frigid art of ice fishing. It was a full-on blizzard that day, so it was a pretty wild ride. But me and the boys, we were ready for adventure. And once we got about a mile out onto the bay, it literally looked like we were in Antarctica. There were dozens of little ice shanties dotting the frozen icescape as far as the eye could see, which that day wasn't that far. And once we found Marv's magic spot, up went the portable shanty in no time at all, because when it's this cold, you move fast. So with the hole drilled and handled, the heat turned up, it was time to get down to some serious ice fishing. Well, as serious as we could be.
And what are we fishing for?
We are fishing for Great Lakes yellow perch.
Great Lakes yellow perch.
Which is the delicacy, it's the delicacy of the north, is what it is.
I didn't know you'd have electronics out here. That's amazing. So that tells you where
I'll tell you what, right now, everybody, there you are.
Wait, that's my lure.
That's your lure going down.
Okay, and I don't want to go all the
15 feet.
Okay.
And now you're headed to 20.
Okay.
So when we see a perch come through, you'll actually see it rise up from the bottom, and we'll be able to watch and anticipate your bite.
I got a friend that he does this old school. He sits on a bucket out on the lake. He doesn't do shanties. And you can't see this at home, but...
Go ahead and shut your bail, Tom.
Shut my
You're
bail.
Just going to click this as a bail.
Click it.
Click it. There you go. Now you're going to reel a little bit. You're doing good.
You can't see this at home, but there's actually a heater in here, so it's toasty. This is very comfortable. So, quick question: is this catch and release, or is this fish to fork?
You actually have a fish right below you. Can you reel? Yeah, reel your line a little bit. There you go. I'm sorry, I missed the question. I was all fish geeked out already. I'm sorry.
No, I know. I can tell you. Anybody that does this in these conditions, we're out in a blizzard today.
Is
really into fishing. No, is this catch and release or is this fish to fork?
Absolutely.
What, fish to fork?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Or catch and release.
Oh no, I'm hungry.
Okay, we can do that too.
Okay.
I know a guy. I got a fillet knife.
Okay. Now it's a waiting game.
It's a waiting game.
So with the help of a little TV magic, it wasn't long, sort of, until the fish found us.
Actually, there's one here. He comes right up to you, Tom.
You can see that?
Yep, there's a big fish right below you.
Wow, it's like you can see them. It's like reading the Matrix. I have no idea what that
down. We're going to watch for your bobber to go down. He is actually right on top of you right now. When you see that bobber go down, or I say set it, you're just going to jerk the hook. He is right on you.
Oh, yes. Right there. He's nibbling. So I got him?
You got him. Reel him in.
Well, which way's in?
I think he got off. He did get off. But that's okay.
Hey. Oh. Now I can tell the story about the one that got away.
You're out of here. Reel that back in. We'll put a new wiggler on because he cleaned you off.
Okay. Darn it.
Tell you what, hey.
You know, this is all right. This is actually exciting. I used to drive by shanties like this in lakes and see them out in the lake.
Put them right back down.
And I'd feel sorry for the guys sitting out there, but this is actually fun and relaxing. Well, it's fun. It's exciting and relaxing at the same time.
Ice shacks were developed, like I said, by married men. They want to spend their day in comfort and tell their wife how miserable it is sometimes.
Yeah, you know what? I would totally. You look at the blizzard outside right now, and you think those poor guys out there are suffering. You're born and raised up here, right?
I was born and raised up here.
What do you love about the
I wouldn't
UP?
say I've grown up here because I'm not really grown up yet.
Well, I sort of gathered that. No, what do you love about the UP?
Sunrises and sunsets. And the people. I mean, the people, as you know, in Michigan in general, but in the UP, you can stop and ask. Look at people stopped over here just asking what you setting up, you getting anything.
I noticed that.
It is. You won't get much friendlier of environment than we have up here. Oh, there's one by you, Tom. Give it a little jiggle. He's right on you. Put your tip down. Watch your bobber to go down. When we see your bobber go down, you're just going to give it a little snap, which is what we didn't do last time.
Well, it was my first time.
It was the wind. I mean, the wind caught your hand. I understand.
We're inside. Darn it.
So he's right on you.
Yep, I got him. Holy cow.
Holy Tom Sawyer.
Oh, my God. Oh, I'm sorry. Fish on!
Fish on. Get the net. Kodak moment. We got another one down there, too.
Uh-oh. It's coming up off.
Does Tom do this? He
does
this.
Oh, my gosh. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on. Look at the size of it.
Nice.
Look how big it is.
So the Iceman cameth and showed us all how it was done. Marv made sure we caught our quota, and a great time was had by all. Well, not sure about the fish. So if you're looking for a classic sports adventure, get up to the UP and do some ice fishing on Little or Big Bay Denok real soon. Just make sure it's in the winter, though. Otherwise, it's just fishing. The next part of our UP winter adventure took us about an hour and a half north to the town of Negaunee. Now, we actually came here way back in Season 2 for some awesome edibles at the Midtown Bakery and Cafe. And Mary Beth Kurtz is still here making mouth-watering magic every day.
But this time we're here for a couple of reasons. And yes, one of them is food, but we'll get to that in a minute. First, it's time to work up an appetite, UP style.
Now, when people in these parts say, "I love Lucy," they're not talking about an old TV show. They're talking about Lucy Hill. Yep, this is where the Upper Peninsula Luge Club grapples with gravity almost every day. And guess what? You can too. This is the only fully iced natural track facility in all of North America, and this club takes great pride in preserving it. Now, before I go down a slippery slope, as it were, I thought I should check in with the Luge Club president, Fred Anderson.
Okay, Fred, first question, very important. Who's Lucy, and how did she get a hill named after her?
It's just one of the people that somehow Lucy Hill got that name. It's stuck here, yes.
Well, how long's the club been in existence?
The club's been in existence since 1983, but we were in Marquette. We moved here to Negaunee in '89, and in 1995 we had a World Cup.
Now, did you move here because I understand this hill is the only natural terrain, naturally iced luge track in North America?
That is correct, yes. Not even Canada has a flat natural track. So we're the only one. We're the ones that are training the young athletes to go to Europe.
How'd you do in the Olympics?
I never got anywhere close.
So the track is about, what, a half-mile long?
Half-mile long, 31 turns.
How do you maintain this incredible luge track?
Well, the members of the club, we build the track, we pack the snow down, put a lot of water down, but like it's snowing right now, later on we'll have to go and blow snow.
It takes a lot of passion and dedication.
It does.
I mean,
we're not the only ones doing this. Over in Europe, Austria, Italy, Germany, all small communities similar to Negaunee are doing the very same thing for their athletes, for their communities. So it's not just us, it's a worldwide group.
I mean, these kids wouldn't have this if it wasn't for you guys.
That's correct. I've been a scoutmaster with a scout troop, so I was looking for activities to bring my scouts to. We came and tried it as an activity. 2 of my scouts ended up going to Lake Placid. One became world champion. The other one got the first Olympic medal for the United States doing doubles. What opportunities the kids can have by participating in a sport.
Now, I noticed there's 2 tracks here. Is one for like the experts and the other one for like us?
Yes, the general public. We start everybody low on the track. It's very safe, it's fun, but you're in control, and then we work you up the hill. We give you some good speed. You'll be able to steer the sled very well by the time you're through.
Can I start at the very bottom?
You can do that too.
And stay there?
So after a brief luge lesson, now pay attention, fellers, Jim tried it. Look at him go. Then Eric tried it. Nice form, dude. And then, well, it was the moment of truth or dare, because the guys went and dared me.
This will be easy. Wow, deja vu. Mommy!
So if you can't remember the last time you did something for the first time, it's about time you tried luging at the Upper Peninsula Luge Club in Negaunee.
And like I said, it's a great way to work up an appetite. And you thought I forgot. Well, I promised you some good food was coming up, and as always on UTR, we aim to please. So if you'll please excuse me, I gotta get something to eat.
That's right. If you're in Negaunee and you're looking for a place where you can eat, drink, and be merry after a mighty run down the luge track, kick back and relax at Jackson's Pit Gourmet Grill and Bar. It's right downtown and right up your alley if you love good food and friendly folks. Now, everything here looks good, and I hear tell they've got an outrageously awesome burger. But a little birdie, probably not a chicken, told me that they also serve up some great wings. Yep, they're known for these popular poultry parts, and people come from far and wide to partake. But before I mess up my mustache, I thought I'd better get a bit of the backstory from owners Mike and Ivy Ridnour.
What's a nice couple like you doing in an awesome place like this?
We had a construction company in Oscoda, and business kind of slowed down when the economy tanked, and I guess the last straw was the company that Ivy worked for went out of business, and we looked at our options, and I got 2 job offers, so we chose the nicer place to move.
So you went and opened a restaurant and grill, but it's a gourmet place, according to the sign out front.
Well, we call it gourmet pub food. Right. So.
I love young couples like you guys. You decide, you know what, we're gonna reinvent ourselves. We're gonna make our own lives, make our own paths. I mean, I'm sure there were doubters. There's always doubters.
Yeah, we started building the place in February of 2014. We opened on July 4th of 14, and more than one person told us we would be out of business before Christmas that year. And here we are five, almost 6 years later. And
well, speaking of 6 years, we were here in town, gosh, it's been about 8 years ago now. And things have really changed, have improved here. And you guys are like market makers. You guys are helping turn the town around and make it what it can be.
Revitalizing, you know. People love the history in the downtown area, and they don't want to see the buildings empty. So, trying to do what we can for that.
You're doing good stuff with good food and tasty malted beverages. Like, wow, that's like 3 great things.
We do have a great selection of Michigan craft beers here, too.
Well, I guess we'll have to stay. Right, guys?
Well, it was time to launch Wing Attack Plan T. As for, Tom needs to try some of these tasty wings and burgers. And without hesitation, well, the guys beat me to it. But that's okay, there was plenty for everyone. If you love good food, the UP, and people who care deeply about what they're doing, spend some quality time at Jackson's Pit Gourmet Grill and Bar in Negaunee. Oh, and barring any interruptions from these guys, you just might get your share. Now, the last part of our Frosty UP adventure took us about 50 miles west to the south side of Munising for an adventure in formidable footwear for this frosty frontier.
Now, if you've been up to the UP before, you know they get a lot of snow. A lot of snow. And getting around can be kind of tough. Unless you've got some Iversons.
And that's because Iverson's been making classic snowshoes right here in the UP the old-fashioned way for over 60 years. If you want to get around in the great outdoors, this is a great way to do it in the winter. Jim Baker got his first pair of Iversons when he was only 12 years old. And now, a few years later, he's helping take the company into a frozen and solid future.
I gotta tell you, Jim, we've been up here filming for a whole week. And almost everybody I talk to, they all say the same thing. Oh yeah, I got my Iversons. Yeah. I mean, everybody up here has them.
Yeah.
And do you still have the ones you got when you were 12?
I do.
Really?
Yep. My connection is to the company is that. I got a pair of snowshoes I got when I was 12 years old and still use them pretty frequently.
You didn't grow out of them?
Didn't grow out of them.
Well, they're pretty big.
Yeah, they were a little big on me when I got them, and they've always worked for me well, and they still work for me well. I have grown a little bit since then, but yeah.
Well, my first experience snowshoeing was just this past winter. We were at Tequamanon Falls, and the ranger there, she's wonderful, Teresa Neal, took us on a snowshoe hike. And it's funny because a lot of them were wearing those new aluminum ones, but she strapped on some Iversons. And she just said that's what she prefers. She just loves them. But she said she also loves them because you can display them because they look cool.
Yep.
But we had an absolute blast snowshoeing.
Good.
But it's not always just for fun, it's for necessity too, right?
Yeah. About half our customers probably are people that work in the woods. Surveyors, trappers, foresters. So they're functional. They hold you up a lot better than the aluminums. We hear from people that like to be out in the woods that they're quieter than the aluminums. So if you work in the woods or enjoy spending time in the woods, a woven snowshoe is really the full chance.
So how did you come to own this company?
So about 4 years ago, word got out that the company was struggling, and a handful of us got together, and there were some local folks and some other folks like me that have kind of a nostalgic connection to the company and the brand, and we just wanted to keep it going. And so we picked it up and have been having a blast since then and turned it around and moving forward.
It's kind of like the same story as the Stormy Kromer hat story. You know, they bought that, nice hat by the way, Stormy Kromer, but same sort of thing. It was, I mean, this company's been for over 60 years?
Yep, yeah, 54 was when Clarence Iverson started the company, and it's had its ups and downs over the years, but it is a regional icon. And both the product itself, we want to see traditional snowshoes continue. We're one of the few traditional snowshoe companies left. And it's a UP icon. We want to keep it going.
I understand this company also came with a couple of extraordinary people.
Yes, Ken and Julie Holmes, they are the blood and soul of the company. Ken does the woodwork, Julie does the lacing, they share duties otherwise, but they have been with the company for 30 years. They know everything about the company, the history, how to do what they do, and it's as much their soul as it is anyone's.
So if you live or vacation someplace where snow makes it a slow go, get yourself some Iversons, because when it comes to Michigan winters, they come in mighty handy on your feet. And speaking of feet, isn't it about time you stomped your way up to the UP's Frosty Center for a winter adventure? You won't believe the beauty, the fun, the sports, or the savory selections you'll sample. You also won't believe how soon you'll be planning your next trip back.
Thousands of years ago, glaciers carved out two mighty peninsulas. Ever since then, winter has always been more than just a season. That's why we invented the snowboard, became the birthplace of organized skiing, patented the first modern snowmobile, and groomed thousands of miles of winter trails every season. Because when you're crafted from winter, this is what you do. This season, let's winter in pure Michigan.
A visit to the Stahls Automotive Museum will take you back to a time when cars were more than just a way to get around. In addition to beautiful cars, enjoy the collection of gas pumps, road signs, oil cans, and other car-related accessories. Info at stahlsauto.com. There's something special about the pride, the skill, and the passion it takes to build something great. The Construction Association of Michigan, CAM, understands that passion and has been providing contractors with the resources they need since 1885.